FoodTruckr School is now in session. This is episode 10. Let's do this. What's up, food truckers? This is Pat Flynn, and I'm your host. We're here to help take your food truck business to the next level. More brand exposure, more customers, more sales, a smarter truck all around. That's why we're here. In today's episode, we welcome Jessica Capistrant, one of the creators and organizers of the Phoenixville Food Truck Festival in Pennsylvania. Can you imagine bringing your truck in front of over 10,000 people with other food trucks to not only sell more food and have an amazing day, but also introduce your truck to people who may have never found your truck otherwise? So in today's episode, we're going to talk all about getting involved with food truck festivals, what all of that entails. And so let's welcome Jessica to the show. Jessica, thank you for coming on. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. Pat, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you again for coming on. Before we get started with talking about food festivals and how food truck owners can get involved with that, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got involved with food trucks in the first place?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So I am actually the director of the Phoenixville Regional Chamber of Commerce. That is my full-time day job.
Oh, that's cool.
And the chamber is a part of a local collaborative here known as Phoenixville First, and Phoenixville First comprises of the borough, which is our municipality that the chamber exists in, as well as the chamber, our Downtown Business Association, and some influence from Economic Development Corporation. We work very hard to put together events, and so we're trying to come up with a comprehensive marketing program that makes sense for our region and for, of course, the borough that we all exist in specifically. And so my involvement with food trucks came in that when I first started this position a few years ago, I'm not from the chamber background actually, and or economic development, and so I'm a gal in her 20s that was interested in bringing some urban types of events into a suburban environment.
That's cool.
And so food trucks have really picked up in business in the Philadelphia market specifically in recent history. And so I just thought that I've always thought that food trucks were very cool. I think it's an interesting business model. I think that they hustle way more than people know, and that they serve, different opportunities. And I think that people are interested in them. It sort of seems that when they are somewhere, people flock to them, which is really very interesting to me. So about 2 years ago, I started formulating the idea and then saw a couple other examples of it in some different communities in New Jersey and Philadelphia, the actual city of Philadelphia, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And so we attended those and just kind of really tried very hard to put ours together on our own. And so in October of 2013, we held the first Phoenixville Food Festival, and that is comprised one day of the food truck event, which is always on a Saturday. And then we have a restaurant week that follows as well for all the foodies to kind of really get excited about here locally. So we held that event. We had 13 different food trucks in about a 2.5 block radius of our downtown with live music, and we had vendors that were kind of food specific or handmade craft specific, and tried to keep as much of it local as we could, and then brought in this surge and influence of food trucks that are doing very different food than what happens to be offered in our downtown.
That's really
that's
cool.
Kind of where it all started.
That's really cool. I love the idea of not just bringing trucks together to sell food, but it's bringing a community together, sort of centralized around these food trucks, and just kind of everybody having a good time.
Absolutely. It's its own culture. So we really want to kind of celebrate that.
Yeah, I love that. I love that idea. Congratulations to you on getting that started. I believe the next one in Phoenixville is May 3rd.
That is correct, yes.
Great. So if you're in the Pennsylvania area around Phoenixville, head on over May 3rd. That's Saturday, I believe, and Phoenixville Food Truck Festival is happening there. But, of course, these things happen in a lot of different cities around the United States. And so how can a food truck get involved and participate in one of these festivals? How do they even know that these exist, or where would they go to get involved with one of these?
Sure. So I think that, it's sort of a tough question, only because everybody kind of functions a little bit differently. So, our community does it very differently than the city does, et cetera, et cetera. You have to factor in your permits and your licensing and all of those details as well. But the way that we started ours was we actually reached out to the Philadelphia Mobile Food Association through the Chamber of Commerce. We have a contact who happened to be the treasurer at the time of the association, and so he helped us permeate that group a little bit by sending out notification that it was happening. And a lot of it on our end from as we were starting it was that we reached out to trucks. So I think it's important for trucks to know it's not abnormal for people that are just starting up to really be contacting them one-on-one to say, this is what we're trying to do. We think that you're a fit for it. Would you be willing to come out? And this is what the fee for the day would be. Or some people may charge them a percentage of their sales, et cetera. We happen to do ours as a flat rate fee.
Okay.
And I think that now in our second wave of the festival, the biggest way people are finding us is through word of mouth. So if you're hearing from your colleagues about festivals or other types of events, definitely check out their websites, check out their social media, and see, the vibrancy that they have within that. So our biggest thing at this point has been other trucks have told them about it, or they're finding it through online searches. Word of mouth and online pretty much is the biggest way, I would say.
Sure. I mean, I think these festivals are huge opportunities for trucks, and a lot of trucks don't even realize how big of an opportunity that it is. So to reach out to, you said, the Mobile Food Association of your local area, that's a great way to go about it, because obviously they would know what's going on in the area. And then also other food trucks, which I think is really smart. And a lot of people, especially beginners in this industry, they feel like that they don't want to associate with other trucks, right? Because they don't want competition.
Right.
But when you can bring all these trucks together, I mean, it really makes noise in the community and brings everybody out who wouldn't normally come out with just one or two trucks.
It does, and people really do want to try different fruit from different trucks. I mean, it's hilarious. People will come to us and say, like, okay, well, I have a game plan. I'm going to try to get, 5 different things from 5 different trucks, and this is the size of something I want to get. And I mean, people are ready for it. And we promote very heavily on our own website and through our social media who's going to be there, and almost try to feature them in a way so that people are encouraged to check out what they have before they're even there.
That's really cool. I'm laughing because I do that when I go to these food truck festivals in San Diego. I go in with a game plan. I'm going to get this appetizer from this truck, this main dish from this other truck, and a dessert from another one. And I always want to try different things. I don't know if this happens. This just came to mind, and maybe it's something you can incorporate if you don't already. Would there be a possibility, or is this even, I mean, having trucks almost compete, having people vote on the best dishes or something? I think that would have me as a food truck owner want to go out there and win that, and have that sort of award in my name as a food truck owner. But also it might get people excited to just participate and buy more and try new things. I think so. I think a cool thing to consider with that, sort of like the Vendies, right? That's a big accolade to get, and I know in this region, I'm actually not sure if that's national or not, but so yeah, I agree. I think that's a very cool idea, and I think people have even said to us, would you consider maybe doing tastings from trucks, so that all the trucks are kind of mandated to do something in a smaller portion, but they all get kind of a piece of the pie, or if you sold a bracelet or something along those lines. So those are all things to consider, and there are many different types of events. I'm certain that there are things out there that have tastings, and that's, I think, something long term we would definitely look to develop into. Right now, we're just kind of trying to find our voice in this space, and grow from there. Right. That's super. That's super cool. As far as the fees, because I know that's something, and anytime somebody hears there's a fee, they have to really start to do the math and stuff. I mean, what is the fee typically, or maybe even share yours if you're comfortable doing that, and I'm sure you would be. But I'm thinking, because I want to know how much I'm going to spend, but I also want to know what the return is going to be. And so maybe in addition to sharing the fee, how many people did you have come out to the first event in October?
Right. So our fees, to tackle that first part, we have 2 different fees. Actually, for the entire festival, we have 3. It's a tiered system. So if you are a savory truck, meaning you sell like a full meal as a truck, we would charge $125 for the day. If you have a sweet truck, like a cupcake truck, for example, that would be $75 for the day. And if you're more like a vendor, so we have a very popular pop-up lemonade guy, for example, he's $50 for the day. And it has a little bit to do with how much real estate you take up. And the second thing that we consider is somebody who's selling a $3 cupcake does not have as much room necessarily in their profit margin as somebody who's selling a $10 sandwich. Mm-hmm. So we try to have a little bit of sensitivity with the sweet side of that. And I noticed that a lot of events are sort of tiered in a similar fashion. I have seen events as expensive as $250 for the day, plus 5% of your earnings or something along those lines. So it's definitely something to take a look at. And one thing I would also remind people of is consider your permitting and your licensing. So if you're going into a different county, or even if the local municipality has any fees for you to be there that day, the festivals should be doing their job of letting you know that those are something to look into. It's on our application, for example, that if you do not have, we're in Chester County, Pennsylvania, so you have to get your licensing also through Chester County, which for some trucks can be as expensive as another $50 fee.
Perfect.
So you got to understand what you're really all in, absolutely. And at our festival, the first event, we were very lucky with an 80-degree day in October, and we had over 10,000 people.
Wow.
In our small downtown, for 13 trucks. Which ended up packing not only the trucks, we had 3 trucks run out of food by mid-afternoon, and also our restaurants were packed. So it was a good day for everybody.
That's
involved.
Huge.
But we're working now to make sure that, okay, we know that, rain can impact the day, or, God forbid, snow or anything along those lines is going to impact how many people turn out. So if you have a beautiful day, you can expect the max. And we don't really make any promises on that. So you may be coming out for a day that's 2,000 people or 12, and we cannot guarantee that. But I have noticed a lot of trucks are pretty comfortable with that, because I think if they were going to just be vending, maybe by a university or something, their day is about they can expect about the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so it's kind of a different opportunity and a chance. Always consider it's a chance to get in front of a different crowd.
Yes, thank you for that point. I was going to expand on that, actually. I mean, not only are you selling food that day, but you're introducing your brand to people who may have never would have found you otherwise, who can then become fans if you interact with them. I mean, they're going to talk about it and share it on social media, and then other people are going to find it. I mean, it's just a great opportunity for more than just selling food that day. It's for introducing your brand to people who will become customers for life, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. And, I think one thing that we definitely pride ourselves in as a festival is that we're very transparent with people, and we have worked very hard to not just say, okay, great, truck X, thanks for signing up, and we'll see you day of. Mm-hmm. We try to know the people a little bit. If we get the chance to go to other festivals and we know we're there, we'll stop by and say hello. As a truck, I would assume that it's a little easier to work also with festivals or events where the people also are wanting to see the best thing happen for you, so that everybody wins that day. And, you want to make sure that the festival that you're signing up with has a social media presence, has a clear and coherent website, so that when people, if you're driving your customers to visit their site to learn about their event, you should feel confident to do that. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, totally.
Definitely do the research on the event and make sure it's a fit for you and your brand and, what you're trying to accomplish. There's no harm in that at all.
Love it. No, thank you for that, Jessica. A couple more questions to finish up here. You've gotten to know food trucks and see them at your festival. Producing at a festival is, I assume, a lot different than just producing on the street on a normal day. How can a truck best prepare for one of these festivals?
That's a tough. So it's based upon mostly trends, right? So if you know that you were at a festival before and there were 20,000 people that ended up coming out, you can kind of loosely base it on that. Make sure that you're asking the people putting together the event or festival how many trucks they're incorporating that time. Did they double up on trucks, because that affects your number and how many covers you're going to turn that day. So that's something to certainly consider. Honestly, above trends, it's very difficult to make a prediction, short of just asking, the festival people what they're anticipating to see.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things about being a food truck owner. You never really know what might happen. But, I'm wondering if, you might want to stock up a little bit more, of course, or do a little bit, or have a little bit more lead time as far as prep is concerned and things like that.
Certainly. And maybe if you have the ability to have staff sort of in the wings, people that may be able to come out an hour or two into the festival if it's really gotten to be that busy, or somebody that can run and get food for you. I mean, for example, we, like I'd mentioned, we had 3 trucks that ran out of food, and one of them went to get food again, but that meant that they had to shut the truck down, take a vehicle, go to get food, then come back, redo the menu, and that all takes time. So if you have the ability to say, hey, if I need you, can I call you to assist with this, sort of calling an audible, then that's definitely something I would suggest as well.
That's a fantastic tip, sort of like a phone a friend. Like, just come on, now's the time, I need some help, bring the second batch over. That's actually a really, really good tip. Now, lastly, you've gotten to know a lot of these food truck owners, and obviously there's like multiple trucks at these events. What are trucks doing really well to help drive more customers to their truck amongst the other truck that's there?
I think the best thing that I see people do, and I keep saying this point over and over, but I think it's for good reason, is social media. Most of the people in the culture of food trucks are following things primarily on Twitter, but also on Facebook. And so if you have clear, concise messaging on that is a very, very good plan. Whatever festival that you are participating in, share the festival photos as they are doing things on their social media. That's another suggestion. And the signage that you have out with your menu, make sure it's easy to read and that it's attractive to the right client for you. And the other thing I kind of want to include there is pricing. Pricing is a huge factor for drawing people to you. So not to necessarily undercut other people or to cheapen your product, but just know, and again, don't be afraid to ask the people putting together the festival, what's a price point that people are going to be comfortable with in that region. For example, coming out to the suburbs, you may not be able to get, you may be able to get about $1 less on a certain item in the suburbs than you would in the city, just because of the culture there and the climate and, the economic backing that specific area may have.
Right. Absolutely.
So pricing is a huge point there as well to help drive people to you.
That is a very huge point. And I also want to reiterate what you said about social media. I think even before the event happens, making quick connections with people who are possibly attending this event would go a really long way. When there's 13 trucks there, a person is going to go to the truck that they had maybe a small little interaction with on Twitter. Oh, I remember that guy. He tweeted me. Let's go over his truck. And then you can meet that person. And it just, that's how I found in the businesses I own, those little small things, they do go a very, very long way.
Oh, absolutely. And I think too, just to kind of include that many of these trucks are in a niche market. They have very unique items that you're not going to find in a standard sit-down restaurant and that you're not seeing on a lot of other trucks. Celebrate that. Promote the heck out of that. Because people that say, oh, I get to have, we have a wonderful mac and cheese truck, for example, that's going to be with us in October, and that I have had her mac and cheese several times.
You can say the name of the truck if you want.
Yeah, it's amazing. So she, that's kind of a niche, and nobody else in Philadelphia right now has a mac and cheese competing truck. So, she can really celebrate that. She can really promote all the unique and different things she's doing with mac and cheese. If you have that, definitely push that through.
Absolutely. What is the name of that mac and cheese truck?
It's Mac Mart.
Mac Mart. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah. Jessica, thank you so much for all the information and the tips that you shared with us today. It's going to be extremely helpful, especially for us who are just starting out in the food truck world. If you want to give us really quick, maybe a URL or a website or a way to get more information about what's going on with you, that'd be great.
Absolutely. You can check out our website at www.phoenixvillefoodfestival.com. There is a tab there specifically for the trucks. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter. And if you have any questions at all, if any of the truckers are ever looking for resources, via your site, and for any reason want to reach out to us, they can reach us at food@phoenixvillefoodfestival.com.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jessica. We really appreciate it. And, best of luck to you in May.
Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
Have a great day, Pat.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Jessica Capistrant from Phoenixvillefoodfestival.com. A lot of great, amazing information there and a lot of great tips for you, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing this for a while and you want to get involved, or you are already involved with food truck festivals. Thank you so much for listening to the show. I mean, we are here for you, so please let us know how you feel. Please rate the show and leave a review for us on iTunes. If you go to iTunes, look up FoodTruckr, you will see the show, leave a rating and review. It helps the show tremendously. We appreciate you guys so much. And of course, head on over to foodtruckr.com to get more information to help take your food truck business to the next level. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.